first of all, he filed that lawsuit is because he knows that his member in the party knows that he was the one. Those information that I was getting, that I got, he knows that they suspected it was him. He knows that he been talking. He knows that he called me on September the 21st and we had like a 2 minute and something conversation on what was said in that conversation. I won't say what was said in that conversation because, like you said, Anil, I will leave that conversation for the courts of Guyana. Don't mind you, Anil. Anil, let me make this perfectly clear. I had no intention of answering your lawsuit or replying to your lawsuit. But you know what, Anil? My lawyers in the US called me today, and it is no secret. I have been in contact with the FBI, speaking on this government and them wanting to extradite me and bring me home and trumming up all these charges in Guyana. That's a whole other thing. I don't want to get y'all too much information, because when y'all get hit with what coming to y'all, Anil, I want Jagdi and Ifan and all of them say, you caused it, you're the reason. So I wasn't even going to reply to your lawsuit because, first of all, I'm out of jurisdiction. Right? And I wasn't going to reply to it. I wasn't served as yet. I suspect that you guys, based on what my lawyers explained, is you guys are probably going to send you some US courier and send the legal filings through DSL or T. First of all, you have the wrong address, Anil. Let me just get that clear. Okay? You have the wrong address. And while I used to live there, I don't anymore. Anyways, nevertheless, I'm able to get that lawsuit that you are going to send to that address. So even though you get the wrong address, first and foremost, I will ensure that I get that lawsuit. Right? Because I want to be able to respond to it. Because my lawyers advise me to please respond to it, Anil. Because here we want you, Anil. We want you here in the US court. We want you and your government here in the US court. Now, I know that I'm not going to win in Guyana court because I have no intention of revealing my source, and I have no intention of putting that middle person that you used to give, that used to tell your wife the information and the wife used to tell the person for tell me the information. I have no intention of putting that person in trouble, because when this whole thing started, the person don't get frightened and he or she's going to be in trouble. I have no intention of putting that person in trouble. That was my main concern speaking with my lawyers today. Okay? There are laws here in the US that protects, okay, that person. First of all, Anil, I'm no longer a Guyanese citizen. I have relinquished my Guyanese citizenship, right? I am now a US citizen, okay? Let me get one thing clear, okay? You said in your life that, people here in the US think that we are allowed to do things and to say things via social media, and there will be no repercussion, or we're not going to be punished. And so, and I speak the truth. Everything I said turned all the information that you would have gotten to me through a third party, fourth party, however you got it, turned out to be true. Everything you said to me, everything I post is the absolute truth. So let me get that out to me. Let's get that clear. Alright? No, I ain't talking too much. I know I'm going to, if you notice, I'm stopping and so because the lawyer advised that I don't say too much. Right? So let me say this to you, Anil. You have got to be the dumbest, the most ignorant, and dunce attorney general in the history of fucking attorney generals. Okay? Now you come with a law, but you all have jurisdiction in 60 countries, and when you are going to be vindicated in the courts of Guyana, of course you're going to be vindicated in the courts of Guyana. Y'all are the one who appoints the judge, the magistrate. Y'all control the legal system, right? And it's clear for me to prove that in a U.S. court, and Anil Nandlall, you just ensure that your ex-wife, who has never, ever tried a single case, torn a judge. It is so easy for me to prove to the U.S. authority in the U.S. courts that you and your government are in control of the courts in Guyana. So whatever judgment you think that you're going to get in Guyana, come your mother's cunt and get it here in the U.S. I dare you and your government. Because here we Anil. Let somebody that did law for 2 years and use the big attorney general, you went to school, you went here, you're big and you're back. Let me school you. Have a fucking seat, let Auntie Melly Mel school you. Right? Because here what's going to happen, Anil. We know what's going to happen. We know that we can go to the high court. We know that I'm going to lose and that you're going to win because, like I said, you and your government control the judges, the magistrate, and everything in the high court. You just met your ex-wife, a judge, and all your friends and associates. I can prove that link. Y'all put them in key positions in the legal system so that they can give judgment in the PPP favor, in favor for you and your friends and your cronies and all the PP supporters. You put them in those positions so that they can give favor. The judge that you carry me in front of, probably some associate or something. Yeah. So obviously, Anil, you gonna get the judgment. Anil, all you doing is making your government look more bad. Alright? And all you are doing for me is proving to the US that y'all are after an activist. Y'all are after somebody who speaks the truth. And y'all are after a young lady, a poor young lady according to you, that have been exposing your crimes and your corruption in Guyana. I can prove all those crimes. I have evidence to prove all those crimes and all those corruptions that you and your government are linked to. And I can't wait for all of them to come out in court. This is where I want you, Anil. Me. So now that I dry you out, now that I dry you and your government out, put on your war clothes, put on your war wig, put on your war panty, and y'all run out like a bad Anil. This is what you got to do. Because you know, when you don't win, we know you're going to win the judgment in Guyana, right? So when you win the $100 million judgment in Guyana, in order to enforce that judgment, like you said, you're trying to explain, listen, here what I want you to do for me. When you're explaining legal terms and all these things to the dunce, ignorant supporters that y'all get, you have to go into details because some of them so ignorant and dunce, they don't understand, they don't comprehend what you are saying to them. Okay? So you're saying that, oh, y'all have jurisdiction in 60 countries, that if something is enforced in this country, y'all can go to that country, y'all can have it enforced. Anil, you need to also, you need to also tell your followers, tell the government of Guyana, and tell every single body that you would have listed on that lawsuit against me, that when you finish getting that judgment in Guyana, in order for you to enforce, because it's a civil suit, in order for you to enforce that judgment that you are going to get in Guyana, because the court system is corrupt, because you as Attorney General and the PPP government and your minister controls the legal system, that is how it is set. And all these, you can only win me here in the US if the things that I have said are not true. You have to prove that every single thing I said on the Facebook that is not true, and everything I said turned out to be true, Anil. You tell me about the ship, he bring a second ship. You explain to me why he bring a second ship, because he and the big time cricketer friend wanted to provide the fuel. You and your sister want to provide my Anil, me never talk enough, Anil. Come to court, right? So let me go back. You need to explain, right, to the government of Guyana. You need to explain to Jagdeo, I need to explain to Irfan and Alim that you list Force Leading Alim, that you list in the lawsuit, that in order to enforce the judgment that you're going to get in Guyana, you have to come here to the US because it's a civil matter. You have to come here to the US and you have to enforce that judgment. And in order for you to enforce that judgment here in the US, as a US resident, as a US citizen, you have to come and take me before a judge in the federal court here in the US. All right? And then, Anil, when you take me to a federal court here in the US laws apply, right? Because we here in the US. We here in the US. And you know, me I want to tell you, no judge here in the US is going to enforce anything that any judgment that you would have, that you would get in Guyana. Me want to tell you that no court in gun give you that judgment when I am protected by the first fucking amendment as a US citizen. Now, Anil, I only do 2 years of law school, all right? I only do 2 years of law school. 2 years. You can't be this dumb. But anyways, you want to waste taxpayers' money. This is what's important to y'all. Silencing an activist. And not only that, Anil, you just went on camera. You just went on camera and lied. You just went on camera and state that Guyana has the most fair and legal, we get democracy and our citizens allowed to talk, and you talk about Guyana presence on social media and how y'all let's take over the whole of social media. Yeah, y'all let's take over the whole social media cause y'all buying y'all buying all the black influencers that want a little $5 million and want a little road contract. Y'all buying them to not speak out against y'all, to not say anything against y'all, because that is how y'all feel. If y'all silence everybody and y'all control social media and y'all control all these, y'all controls all these influencers and y'all control all these activists, that is how y'all are going to win the next election. That's how you feel. Y'all feel social media win for y'all and all these people that liking y'all votes and saying things. Y'all feel that y'all presence on social media is going to be the main factor or the main thing leading up to the 2025 election. And why y'all don't like me is because my presence on social media is just as big. My following on social media is just as big. Y'all must check it out. Critics get more followers than me, 300 something thousand followers. Look at me and Critics interaction. Look at how much people just watch Critics live when after 24 hours. I could guarantee you after 24 hours, this live here, you can get at least 100 and something thousand views. Go check Critics live. Critics do a live this morning, yesterday morning, every morning Critics on this phone. And he has more followers than me. Look at the interaction. You understand? It's all about the engagement. And look at my live engagements and my post engagements compared to Critics and any other one of y'all social media personalities that y'all is they're paying for come on this internet and talk a set of content and think propaganda. So, Anil, thank you for the lawsuit. You've given me the perfect opportunity that I want. I didn't see it like this, but when my lawyers here in the US finish explaining to me the importance of this lawsuit and the importance of answering you and going forward with it, we want you to come to the US, Anil. Melly Mel will be very grateful if you get your judgment in Guyana and then you come here to the US to enforce that judgment. Because in order to enforce that judgment, you have to get a US judge in the federal court to enforce that judgment. And when we go to the US judge in the federal court, oh, Anil, that is when I get bombs waiting for your mother to succumb.